investors that are watching the markets and investing in those markets and stocks are watching what's happening with the health care bill this week. The Congressional Budget Office coming out with its score. 22 million Americans, they say, would lose insurance over the next decade under the Senate Republican health care bill, but premiums would be lower and the federal deficit will come down. Let's bring in Kristin Tate. She's a contributor for The Hill and the author of Government Gone Wild. Kristin, good morning.
Good morning.
So, one of the biggest problems with Obamacare was that those younger members, the younger generation, weren't buying insurance. They didn't care about the penalties. So if you look at the CBO score from last night, 22 million uninsured. That figure comes from dropping the mandate.
Yes, exactly.
So I feel like that number's a little misleading from the CBO, but please answer.
Right. So the CBO says that 22 million people would lose insurance, but that's primarily because the Senate health care bill removes the financial penalty for choosing to not be insured or just not being insured at all. The CBO also says that the Senate health care bill would dramatically reduce the deficit. But at the end of the day, and the White House pointed this out, the CBO has a history of inaccuracies, and they've proven themselves unable to accurately predict the effects of health care bills. They produced a very flawed prediction of Obamacare. In 2013, the CBO predicted that 24 million people would get private insurance over the exchanges by 2016, but the actual number of people covered at that time was closer to 11 million. So why should we really give a lot of weight to what they're saying now, given that they've shown us that they're really not a reliable source when it comes to predicting these things?
They have a history of inaccuracy, no doubt.
Exactly.
Do Republicans even have the votes, Kristin, to start debate on this Senate bill?
I think it's going to be very close. The Democrats obviously are not going to vote for this bill. The Republicans need 50 votes. They can only afford to lose 2 Republican votes. There are right now 5 Republican senators who say they don't fully support this bill, but they're open to discussion. But the bottom line is this. Obamacare is failing and something needs to be done. Premiums have doubled since 2013. Deductibles are sky high. What good is insurance if you can't even afford your deductible? So Obamacare is crashing and burning, and if Republicans don't do something about this, they're going to be blamed for the failures in our healthcare system, because Americans look around, they see that Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and if nothing is done, I think it's going to be an ugly election year for Republicans in 2018.
And they're very aware of that, and hence I think the push to get something done by Mitch McConnell, Kristin.
Exactly.
Kristin Tate, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, Cheryl.